evening. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Buffalo Wild Wings, Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, just in case you get too liquored up and have to call Uber. Just kidding. Just kidding. How about this tonight for this fan's view? Lou Nolan and Dan Baker. How about a magical 106 years of bringing us games? You know, a short time ago, we did a little something with Dan, and he's been gracious enough, and so has Lou over the years, to do just about anything that we asked him. And Dan said, hey, why not do a show with Lou Nolan? He's also 50 years in the business. So here we are. Just like that.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Dan.
So you guys want to go on the Pico power play, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
We tried to get Mickey Morandini here from Dan because we know that's his favorite guy. So
Yeah.
Now batting for the Phillies, number 12, second baseman, Mickey Morandini.
again, I want to thank everybody for coming out with this fan's view. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube. Our presenting sponsor is City Distilling. We've got a great liquor basket over there as part of our raffle prizes, along with several others. You get 2 free autograph tickets. You can purchase as many as you'd like at $1 a piece. Some great items. So dig in. The money goes to our CCC charity. So I see a lot of familiar faces that love them raffle prizes. So dig in. Sue's over there. Emily's over there. Henry's over there. So plenty of people to take care of you. So again, welcome coming out on a cold night, but we're going to warm up your hearts with some stories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Dan, we'll get started with you for a quick question since we've got a little bit of things going on. You've been working with the Big Five for a while when you started, and you were big in trying to get in touch with join the Big Five, and finally this year you're there. What are your thoughts on that?
I am thrilled. I think it's something that was long overdue. And, some traditionalists are concerned that we don't have 5 schools. Well, you look at the Big Ten or the Atlantic 10, there aren't too many conferences that have as many schools in the conference as their name suggests. And so I think that was an omission for years. And over the last several years, John and Carl and Lou, to me, as a lover of Philadelphia basketball, as well as baseball, football, and ice hockey, the city series games at the Palestra were among the greatest sports events that we put on year in and year out. And the last few years, when the South Penn, St. Joe, Temple, and Villanova played one another, you didn't know, does this count for city series? Is this a Big Five game? And Curtis Drexel stand and all this. So, yes, it's new, it's different. We don't have the round robin, but I really think they had to do something, John, to refocus attention on the wonderful college basketball tradition in Philadelphia. So, first annual Big Five Classic this Saturday afternoon, December 2nd at the Wells Fargo Center. So try to come out, fans, and support it. Absolutely.
That's going to be great. I echo what you're saying. And whether it's Big Five or 6 teams, or the Big 10 with 12 teams, or whatever conference it is, it was something that would tell you who the people were that were involved in that. And Drexel belongs in that for sure. I mean, what a great basketball city we have. It's just, people don't have this, what we have. I mean, if you don't understand that, boy, we had clubs here. We had teams.
Yeah, and as you see, every year, those rivalries, doesn't matter how good the team is or bad, you know, when it gets to big 5 games, they're tough.
And Villanova Penn, right?
Right, exactly.
Surprise.
Exactly. Exactly, it happens, you know, and they get up for it.
And tonight, LaSalle is playing Temple at the Big Forest Center, and Villanova is playing St. Joseph's down in the line.
Yeah. Now, as you said, you know, it's a Wells Fargo Center. Do you think, obviously, it's money driven, but how much of this has been if there's not a question? You know,
Well,
I mean, obviously, it's small.
yeah, I mean, that would be the first choice, but, you know, things have changed. When I was executive secretary of Big Five, which I had the privilege of serving in that role for 15 years from 1981 to 1996, you know, people would say, well, all of the city series games have to be played at the Palestra. Well, I certainly like to do. I think most of us would. Most of us die in the wool Philadelphia. But Villanova and Temple didn't want to do that. They didn't even want to play all of the games in the traditional city series non-conference. And for a short time, we lost that. But thankfully, because of the interest of all 5 schools and now a 6th school, Drexel, we have a new configuration. And no other city has anything like it that we should appreciate. Just as we do, you know, the 4 majors, you think of the Flyers in hockey, the Sixers in basketball, the Eagles in football, the Phillies in baseball. My goodness, we have a great tradition here. You know, if I could mention John and Lou and Carl, we have a couple of VIPs in the audience. You know, Philadelphia has a great reputation for sportscasters and sports writers. And we have one of the top sports writers in Philadelphia here tonight with his family, Dan Johnston of the Associated Press, right here. And right now, Dan is going to come up to the microphone and sing, "Take it out to the
Well, I think that as you speak of the teams not wanting to play their games to Plestra, it's all economic driven these days. Villanova wants to be in their building, bring their close to them people into their building. The same thing goes with Temple. They got the Lake Forest Center up there in Broad Street. They want their games to be there. They want the home advantage. And when we have a mecca like the Palestra, which there aren't many buildings like that in the country, but Penn is an advantage when you're there. But it's the economics driven. Be it imaging like this, and things of that nature now, to drive sports. But everybody wants to be in their own venue, and I understand that.
I can remember people saying to me, well, how could you let this happen? If it was up to me, it wouldn't have happened. You know, I didn't want to go that way. But, all right, with what we have, let's celebrate it. Let's work with it. New York City doesn't have it. Boston doesn't have it. Chicago, Washington, only Philadelphia. So let's enjoy it. And we have these wonderful programs.
You know, we're one of the ultimate sports cities in the country. And you talk about our teams, I know Boston won everything one year, but we can leave that where it is. And we've got teams here in Philly that go not only in the pro level with our clubs, but a good soccer team. Sometimes it's unfortunate they only have a small stadium, but when they get good players in there, they sell that all the time. They'll sell it. And, we got the center there. We work with the Flyers on improving. And now we have a young team. We can use a couple of goal scorers with great hands that can follow up, score some goals, and take a little pressure off our goalie. But it's unbelievable. All those teams, the college teams, and the pro teams, this is a great place to be a sports writer. Even better to be a sports guy on the morning or the afternoon drive. Just imagine.
We're just doing podcasts.
Or this podcast, you're right.
Hey, before it gets away, we're talking basketball. I'd love to hear you guys talk a little bit about the Sixers possibly moving to Center City. I mean, it kind of goes with the rest, right? Everybody wants their own building. Everybody wants home field advantage, right?
Carl, that's really tricky. And I don't know which way to go down on that side of it. Comcast Spectator has done such a great job at the Wells Fargo Center. And the sports complex that Philadelphia has for our four major sports is fantastic. I suppose that one of the motivations, at least what we hear and read about, is the Sixers want to be able to determine their own dates. They want to have other events for which they have access to the revenue. The wonderful people, and we have one of the greatest Chinatowns in the United States, and a lot of those citizens, don't want to know a 10th market between 10th, 11th market and Silver. And I know we're doing studies on that right now. Sounds to me like it's about evenly split. And I don't know which way it's going to come down. But I can tell you, I root for all of the teams, regardless of where they play. We're lucky to have the Flyers, the Sixers, the Eagles, the Phillies, and most cities in America. We give the right thing to have a sports complex like we do, and the teams that we do, the ownership and the management that we have at those franchises. And I'll go outside of Philadelphia down to Chester, and the Philadelphia Union, a big major sports team, and they're doing a great job down there.
Open it up.
And we used that song for a while as a goal song, and I think that went the wayside. But you're absolutely right. And to think about Comcast Spectator, who I work for, via the Philadelphia Flyers. Dan Wilferty, who is the CEO there, has done great things for soccer here to bring great games in here. The Centennial, Bicentennial, I guess, I don't know what it is. 250th anniversary, but there's so much to it, and I think he's trying to be as accommodative as he can be, possibly, to do what the Sixers want to do. But those things that Dan mentioned, where you want your own building, you want to have a piece of the parking, you want to have dates and so forth, you don't want to be second to any team. Well, when Ed Snyder built the Flyers, at one point he bought the Sixers, and then it was just the fact that the Flyers had, I guess, the first dibs on dates, and the Sixers got the second one. But who knows what can fill up those buildings? It's 2030. I think that we talk about the buildings here. My friend Tim said that's a long ways away. 2030. And, you know, they're on contract till then. And if there is a building built, and I think it will be built, no matter what the people that are in the neighborhood feel, I think it will be built. I think that the city council and the people that are involved with it will pass things and it will get done. The citizens have tried hard to, you know, to make it more than just a building. They're putting a hotel in there, I guess, or housing of some kind. You know, they're trying hard, but they've got big bucks behind them. So they'll run study after study after study. And hopefully they can appease the people in the neighborhood. Because it's one of the things that I love is Chinatown. I love going there and go to the restaurant, look in a window and see about 1,000 frogs. You know, that somebody could say, I like that frog, take that out of there and frog legs, which I love. But I mean, there's so much here in Philadelphia. You can't walk away from Chinatown. They've got to make it work, and I think they'll make it work. I just believe it'll happen. What'll happen to the Sixers, with dates, there'll be competition for concerts, you know, and entertainers. Tonight we have a guy there in our building is a comedian. Last night, he was in the building, and he was having a great time. His big thing is to work without a shirt. You know, he's a wild man. He's crazy. But people go to see him, and he's one of the things that helps build the building. Great guy, great guy. Just shoot t-shirts and everything. But his name, I couldn't tell you, because I'm down there enough. I don't have to find ways to get down there again and fight the traffic. I have a good parking spot for cars, and I like to keep it.
I'm going to throw it over to our co-producer, Lauren Pignetti.
All right, so
big hand for Lauren, does a great job.
thank you.
Every show I say I'm going to recognize her even more. So,
All right, so I can expect this often now?
well, more, yes,
Okay.
yes. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
And we're gonna work on that.
All right, so we've got a Facebook question from Brian Brown asking, Dan, what is the most bizarre thing you've seen at the ballpark? And Lou, what's the most bizarre thing you've seen at the arena? So whoever wants to go first.
Now, the most bizarre thing, well, listen, one of my first duties as Phillies PA announcer in 1972 was introducing the first ball, which was to be delivered from the upper deck in center field at Veterans Stadium by Kite Man.
Still waiting for it to do.
And Kite Man, actually, it took him about 3 years, John, to finally get from the upper deck in center field to home plate, or close to home plate. But that, Bill Giles was a promotional genius. I don't know if you guys remember, because there's so many wonderful youngsters. It's great to see all of you here. But by the late 1960s, the Phillies were not a very good baseball team. And by the time that they played their last game at the beloved Connie Mack Stadium, the attendance was way down. And besides the new ballpark, Bill Giles was a promotional and is a promotional genius. He was just inducted into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame, of which Lou and I are members a couple of weeks ago. I was so happy to see Bill get honored.
That's what I did.
He had Rolanda walk on the tightrope over the top of Veterans Stadium.
I thought that was where you were gonna go.
Well, that was unique. And I've been so lucky. In fact, if I could take a second, I just want to mention, I just acquired one of the nicest pieces of sports memorabilia that I have. I have a pretty significant selection, as you can imagine, over the years, between the Phillies, Raiders, Big Five, Drexel, Army, Navy football. But Lou Nolan, Lou and I are contemporaries, and we grew up admiring Chuck Bednarik and Robin Roberts and Will Chamberlain, Guy Rogers, Paul Harrison. I saw a Villanova number 10 up here. Well, John, I wanted to ask you who that was. Villanova number 11, I know, is Paul Harrison, as he was with the Warriors. But I'm not sure who number 10 is, so I appreciate knowing that. But Lou and I grew up with one of the great public address announcers in the history of sports. The late, great Dave Zinkoff of the Philadelphia Warriors, the 76ers, Harlem Globetrotters, Temple football, and you know, you don't replace someone like that. He is so good and so unique. Lou and I started out about around the same time in the early 70s at the Phillies Farm. And my goodness, here we are still more than 50 years later. But you know, Lou Nolan has done the Olympics. He's done international hockey games, at the Spectrum, at the Wells Fargo Center. He's universally respected. So if there are any of you around here tonight that do not have a Lou Nolan autograph, try to get one before Lou leaves. He is so accommodating. I've never seen Lou turn down an autograph request. I'm telling you, and you know, I feel blessed also to have performed in a similar role for more than 50 years. I think Philadelphia is very lucky. You know, Matt toured the Sixers. Gary St. Hours was at the Eagles. I did the Eagles for 29 years. I love doing that as well. But I think our city is blessed. But this man is unique. The Flyers are probably never, think of it. If they hired somebody, if 3 years from now, there was another guy, it's going to take us to, my goodness, what, 2080 or something before?
Thanks a lot.
Honest to goodness. We are lucky to have him. You know, I am so proud to call him a friend and associate, and he is a Philadelphia treasure. So make sure that Lou Nolan's autograph before you leave here.
Wow, coming from you, David, that's quite an endorsement. I really appreciate it. This guy here, I won't say as many great things about him because I don't speak as long as that. But, you know, up there in that booth with the Phillies, and Mickey, Moran, Dee, stuff like that, listening to him talk about people that I've watched for years and years and years. The Eagles, I thought he got a real deal with the Eagles. We talked about that one night, and we were on Broad Street in the rain, and the firemen just came, and remember that night there was something going on. He should have been honored for his 30th. He should have had another game or two, and then they could have said, Dan, we're going to replace you, but let's have a great night for you. He deserves every plaudit that can happen for an announcer. And Dan is absolutely the best.
Sure. No, we're in Philadelphia, lucky to have everybody. All you guys. It's passed down from Howell, everybody.
We were honored, Dan and I, to be asked by Matt Ford to celebrate his 25th. And we went down, we rang the bell down at the Citrus game, and just had a great time. It was wonderful. And, Matt deserves applause too. He's a beauty, boy. What a guy. He can go, I don't know how he does that, but whatever it is, it works.
Oh, yeah.
All right, about 7:30, the line will start forming by the jukebox over here and go out the door for autographs. So everybody to my left for autographs. So we'll keep them here till about midnight.
There you go.
By the way, Lou and I play, everybody thinks of us as announcers, and that's where I'd like to think that we made our mark. But, we played sports too, and we played against each other in the Philadelphia Financial League, Lou for PSFS, and me for Industrial Valley Bank, IVB, in Southwest Philadelphia. Lou, do you remember?
I do. I do remember that I had a rough time getting hit in that league. In anything, but I played for that club and had a good time. I got a great story about baseball. I was playing for PSFS one night. We arrived for a 6 o'clock game, found out the game in West Philly was 8:30. So we went to a nearby bar. Next thing you know, here we get out of the bar for the 8:30 game. And I'm playing first base. And the two guys who were playing shortstop and third base had real hoses, but they threw up. So I get over there at first base and I broke my arm, so I was playing opposite arm. I got a left-hander's glove and I was playing left-handed. I found out that maybe I'm ambidextrous. I don't know. Anyway, the first ball I threw out, threw the shortstop, I picked it up, threw it, and they hit me right in the head. I didn't catch the damn thing. And I just picked it up and threw it to the third baseman. He was on the ground laughing. The ball went into the outfield. It's one of those things. I just remember this stuff. Those days in the financial league were pretty good, Jim.
All right, we've hit the 7 o'clock hour, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things. First and foremost, we got Courtney behind the bar up there, so she's fixing all the fine drinks. Pouring all those good drafts. So take care of Courtney and your staff here at Buffalo Wild Wings. And we appreciate all that they do. Tyler's on board tonight. He's our manager. So again, thank you to them for having us. Our date back here next month will be December 20th. So you can save that date. December 20th, we'll be announcing a guest for that show as well. Grab your 2 free raffle tickets. Purchase as many as you'd like. We draw the raffle around 8 o'clock. We give all those items away. So dig in. It's for a great charity. We appreciate you guys coming out tonight. And do we want to hit up the Mattis Minute? Because Lou has already asked me what's up with the Mattis Minute. So I don't want to disappoint and rush through it because it's become a featured item here at this Fans View.
Well, I also wanted to provide Dan with an update. So number 10 for Villanova, I don't know if it's specifically for him, but it was worn by Dante DiVincenzo, who's from Delaware, which is not far from here, and plays for the New York Knicks now. So maybe it's for him.
Thank you, Lauren. And, I apologize if any of Dante's fans are here. But they knew that, and I didn't. But I'm a big fan of Dante.
May I answer that one question about strange moments?
Yeah, absolutely.
I worked with that class for a long time, and you really had to be in the game. I would hit with cups, sticks, players in my lap, and everything else. In any event, the first game I ever did, exhibition game, preseason. I was hit with a bucket of pucks. We used to keep them in just a little pail with ice to keep them so they didn't bounce when the ice is touched. And the player in the visiting team was throwing me with Bob Kelly, and I unfortunately was in the middle, which was not a good thing. Bad. The second was, I remember going to a game and we were beating Colorado by maybe 8 or 9 goals. We were bored, we were looking around, and I looked down at the ice and I saw a good-looking blonde, not far from me. She had a ski tag on, she came from the mountain maybe, and so I turned to the timekeeper next to me, and they said, "Hey, there's a good-looking blonde in the first row." My phone rings, Joe Calloway. Joe Calloway says, "To the right or left?" He's in the press box, so my mic was live. Fortunately, we were on a good streak, so nobody cared. It didn't care, so I'm still there.
All right, so we're gonna dig into the Mattis Minute. So it's 10 questions. They may or may not pertain to the Phillies or the Flyers or sports in general. And it's really just the first thing that comes to mind. But if you have a story for one of the answers, we obviously want to hear it. So for the first one, Citizens Bank, Lincoln Financial, Wells Fargo, or First Union. Have you ever had a bank account with any of them?
I bank with Citizens. They're in Dartmouth, right down the street from me, and that's my answer.
My first bank account was with Philadelphia National Bank.
Okay.
Now it's the Santander Bank at 10th and Oregon. I've been there for over 50 years. And that's gone through a number of iterations long. First Pennsylvania Bank and several others. I try to patronize all the Philadelphia institutions.
All right. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Yes, ice cream. Yeah.
Ice cream, yes. Bassett's ice cream, chocolate.
Okay. Brian can't
You know,
flavor.
it's-
All right. Okay.
This little guy.
All right.
I'm going to agree with Lou.
Okay.
Chocolate,
All right.
great.
If you were given a free rocket trip into space, would you go?
My wife Ellen always says she would love to go into space and to do it in a minute. I don't know whether I'd let her go, but I would go. I mean, what the hell? You know, I gotta go out some way. Now I'm going into space,
All right.
and it would just be it. Everybody would say, "Wow, Lou blew up."
Lou is more brave than I am. I would not want to go on that trip. I like it. Philadelphia is my favorite place in the world. It's Jersey Shore. I'm going to stay right here.
Okay.
That's without all the training that has to do to be an astronaut, right? Because I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah, that's not noted here in that question, so, yeah, no training. Have you ever caught yourself humming to the tune "Shake It Off"? That's by Taylor Swift.
No.
Could you hum a little bit for me?
I can't, no. No.
Music at the Wells Fargo Center has changed now through the years. We hear a lot of stuff that, you know, the venue now, every time the time go whistle, there's something happens. I either say something or there's music. But I don't know, I could hum for that song. I like jumping. You know, that football one, forgot Wisconsin, was it? Wisconsin? Was it jump?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Andrea Bocelli at the Wells Fargo Center with my wife on December 7th. At the great opera singer, blind opera singer from Italy.
Would you say your lifetime total of eating chicken wings is over or under 100? Over?
Absolutely over.
Okay.
Maybe over tonight. It's 100. Take it with me.
Dan, over?
Under for me. I'm not a chicken person.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, you look at the wonderful menu they have here, you're not a chicken person. There's plenty of other great things on the menu.
Just no coffee. Yeah. Next time he's our guest, we'll have to have coffee.
Okay, you got it. Who is your favorite mascot? The Fanatic, Swoop, Gritty, or that blue dog thing the Sixers have? That's rude. Bill Mattis, that's rude. Franklin is his name, okay?
Lauren, I think you and I have a good for our own team's
I will too.
mascots. You know, the Philly Fanatic is so cherished and loved. I would, you know, the original Philadelphia sports mascot was the St. Joseph's Hawk.
Still fly,
And the St. Joe fans here, and, we're lucky to have them. I thought it was a wonderful promotional addition to the Flyers. When he came to me a couple of years ago, and, of course, what Dave Raymond, and Tom Burgoyne have done, by bringing the Philly Fanatic to life at the ballpark. Our sports culture in our city is much richer for it.
I'm going with the story. There you go.
All right.
The story.
Fans.
When he first came out, I mean, I knew it was going to be a mascot. We had one a long time ago. Somebody said, well, can't they do somersaults on the ice? Oh, are you kidding me? This is ice. And so Gritty came out. First time was the second period of maybe the third or fourth game. And the fans like, they don't like change.
Right.
They like being when it comes to ice cream. And however, what he did there is he came out in the second period and then had a goalie race, and he checked, put a low check in on two of the goalies so another one would win. And people said, oh, this guy's pretty good. Since then, I've seen him throw pies in people's faces.
Right. Yeah.
Best one was his girlfriend, now his wife. They did a thing from Andrew Swayze and, you know.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. And they did it all, and she was coming up to get raised by him when he hit her right in the face with a pie. And she still married him. He is the best, I'm telling you. These guys that have worked to bring the Fanatic to where he is, Fanatic is the best. We have the best mascots in the world right here.
And the best PA announcers.
Okay, that goes without saying. Which would be your top choice? Steak, seafood, or pasta?
Pasta.
Okay.
My wife is Italian, and she is a great, great cook. But even before we were married, I think Italian dishes are my favorite. Pasta at the top of the list.
Okay.
I love Italian. Veal Parmesan, I try it every place I go to see if I can find the best. However, sushi,
Okay.
I like that. I like it very much so. I guess seafood is one of them. Like scallops or lobster,
Okay.
but you know.
Tell the truth. Did you ever practice announcing with a funny voice when you're driving alone in the car? Tell the truth. Did you ever practice announcing with a funny voice when you're
I guess that's a yes.
Okay.
Well, I have not done that, but
Okay.
I have had times where I around the Flyers Carnival, and you know there's that canister there that makes it sound like
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
I did that one night when the guys were playing soccer, and they were sitting right there, and they stopped the game and looked at me. After that, Scott Hartnell did a whole deal with that. You know, he was playing that, but he's a beauty. And yeah, I saw it. That's the only funny voice I tried.
All right.
Chipmunk.
All right, and the last one. Are Christmas inflatables okay to have in your yard? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Well, I like to say that I don't have a single Christmas inflatable,
Okay.
but the most Christmas inflatables I ever saw are Eagle Road. If you go by Eagle Road, there's a guy that has a lawn, and he has inflatables on his lawn. Cover everything. I wouldn't want to be his neighbor. You know, I'd be shooting these things. But he's got it everywhere. And then there are turkeys.
Yep.
their Halloweens.
I think I know the house you're talking
Yeah, you know the house club?
Guys at the bar. The owners at the bar.
You there? Raise your hand. Carl has seen that. I mean, he's gone from his shop, which is one of the greatest, if not the greatest place to be. You should go there, Carl's Cards, over in the road. Just wander in there and, yeah, when you have time. Half hour, an hour. Everything you could possibly ever want is there. Thanks, Carl. I could use that to pass the band. Well, I'll tell you what, you have to go there. And for the holidays, what is better than a nice piece of memorabilia from a sports fan or a friend? Do it.
about. So Dan, Christmas inflatables, thumbs up or thumbs down? Gave it a,
He's 50/50.
maybe tasteful? Okay.
I could be either way, you know, I'm pretty flexible.
Okay.
What was the question? That was the same one about.
Yeah, are the inflatables okay to have? Yeah, yep. All right. And that's the last minute.
Real quick. Where does he possibly store all this? Where
That's a good question. Probably one of those places where they have you buy a spot and you raise the door to throw it all in there. He's got every single holiday.
Is that the one that's diagonal from the school? Like down
That's
the
it.
street from the
That's
school?
it. We're planning there tonight just to see.
people in Lawrence Road?
Yeah.
Lawrence Road, yeah,
Yeah,
right
Lawrence Road.
near Lawrence. Yeah.
He does every holiday.
All right, questions, comments for our guests? Anybody? Raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you.
What's going on here?
Don't hold back.
Lauren, we got a couple of questions at the bar.
Sorry. Someone was inquiring about where this house was. Where are we at? Questions at the bar?
I'm 61 years old. Will I get the chance to see the Flyers win a Stanley Cup if I live another 15 years?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Flyers are on the way. What they're trying to do is surround the young guys that never stop because sports never stop. And they're all over people and it's working. But they got to get some hands guys, some guys that score goals. Not pouring parent, by the way.
I just want to see it before I die. They're my favorite. So,
I've heard the two Stanley Cup parades, one with the owners, Fitz Dixon and his wife, and they're starting up Wall Street, and they're passing these things, and we finish the champagne, and somebody passes beers in, and six of beers, and I turn around and I give Mrs. Dixon a can of beer, pop the top. After Fitz tells me, that's the first time I ever saw my wife drink from a can. Being a socialite, some of you understand that, others don't.
All right, I got another question from the audience.
Question for Lou. When the refs make a bad call against the Flyers, and the organist decides to throw the chicken dance on, are you yay or nay, should the Flyers fans join in with their opinion on the refs?
You saying we're throwing things on the ice?
No. When the organist plays chicken dance.
Chicken dance.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yay or nay, should the fans join in?
Nay. No, we've changed the song now, so I don't know what they play, but different referees do it different ways. Some tell us what it is, some don't tell us what it is. I'm not in the penalty box anymore. COVID pushed us out of there, and I now sit at the top of 112 on the nice platform where the Sixers TV and radio sit, and I got a great view, but I missed the penalty box. Last night, I had an instance where things were called, penalties were called, I don't idea what they were. Because we went to commercial, referee doesn't make the call, skates off, tells the guys in the box. So what happened? Nobody seems to know. But now, because the NHL has computers and everything put in. We finally found out what it was, but, you know, I should be there.
One of the greatest quotes ever attributed to a sports public address announcer, Lou Nolan, Philadelphia Flyers, State Classy, Philadelphia.
Yeah, that was the thing with the, through the bracelets on the ice there. Yeah, you know, when you put anything in people's hands before the exit, things can happen. And it was beautiful, you know, I mean, the things they do with the bracelets were great until one of our guys ran one of them, ran the puck in the end zone there, behind the goal line, and there was a penalty call on him, and then the bracelets came in. The referee came over to me, Don Kowarski, he said, Lou, people call me Lou from hockey, said, if any more bracelets come on the ice, there's going to be a penalty. I said, okay. So I announced the penalty. They threw more bracelets. He came over and he said, 2 minutes to delay the game. So I got one and I said, okay, you did it now. Put the mic on and said, you did it now. We now have a minor, in addition to the minor we already have. So you should be classy. Please stay classy, Phil. And they made a t-shirt.
They did.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, we have another question from the audience.
It's a question for Dan. You said you have a substantial sports memorabilia collection.
Yes.
What's your favorite piece they have?
Oh, gosh, I really have so many of them. And, you know, I love all of the Philadelphia sports teams. Most of what I have is Phillies baseball, of course. Maybe a Dick Allen bat. I have, you know, bats for Mike Schmidt, Greg Wyszynski, as well as Jim Tony. You know, maybe those bats. My World Series ring, I have one on tonight, the 1993 National League Championship ring. I have 6 others. I have the 80 World Series Championship ring, 83 National League Championship ring, 93, that's this, 2008 World Series Championship ring, 2009 National League Championship ring, and 2022 National League Championship ring. So they're pretty nice. And, you know, I guess I had to pick out 1 or 2 things, that would be it.
Most of my stuff's hockey. Had a lot of good sticks. You guys are all things. You didn't ask me the question, but I knew how many. I have some decent baseball bats. I've got a Schmidt game bat, and I also have a Carlton game bat. Now the Carlton is in the bicentennial. It's got the logo on it, bell, and it wasn't signed. I took it to a card show to get it signed, and I put it on. I get up to the thing and they said, "Here, I have this back." He says, "Oh boy," it comes around the table. He said, "I love to hit. My favorite thing is to hit." And I'm swinging the bat and all this, and he signs it. I'm going with it. I have to leave me some money, of course. But they're 2 nice ones. I've got a couple of others, but they're ones I like.
All right, we've got an anonymous question from the audience. Other than the sports you announce, the sport you announce, what is your favorite sport to watch? So you can't pick baseball and you can't pick hockey.
Premier League, soccer, Saturdays and Sundays. It's just so pure and so good. It makes it difficult to watch other people like you. It makes it difficult to do. Also, they're you know, putting their games on something where I have to spend even more money to get the games. So,
Okay?
For me, Lauren, it would be basketball.
Okay? Specifically college basketball or professional?
I loved the NBA growing up. I'm not as big of an NBA fan now as I was then.
Okay.
During the days of Wilt Chamberlain, Al Greer, you know, well, you know, Ernie Beck on the 55-56 NBA champion Sixers. But Warriors, I should say. Paul Anderson, you know, family eventually lived out this way, came from South Philadelphia.
Okay, we've got another question. What is your favorite team, like specific year from the Phillies, your favorite team, and from the Flyers, your favorite team, what year?
1980 and 2008 for the Phillies.
Okay,
The Flyers won their second Stanley Cup on the road in Buffalo, so I didn't broadcast that game. But the year before, the first cup was here on May 19th, 1974. The Flyers won. And I can recall when Bobby Orr got a penalty at the end of the game. There was a shot, Clark picked up the cup and threw it down and gave the referee a lot of grief. And I thought to myself, we might win 1-0. Ernie shut out. And he told me, Ernie did, that there was a shot that missed the net by about 5 inches. He didn't even see. He heard it and hit the backboard. So we're lucky on that one. That's the answer.
All right, we got to do some business. We do a thing called trivia. So we're going to go rapid fire because we talked a lot tonight about memorabilia. And we've got some really nice autographs of these two gentlemen to give away. So, John,
as a reminder, first person to raise their hand.
Yep, remember, raise your hand.
Raise your hand, not just shout it out.
This guy's already answered. He's got his hand up. He's ready to answer. Little guy up front ready to answer.
we may have to roll this table out.
All right. Who did Lou Nolan replace as the public announcer for the Flyers?
Repeat that question.
Oh man, I thought that guy had an answer, I was just saying.
You know, I think I read his name in the paper today.
Oh,
I think.
John, repeat
all
that
right.
question.
Who did Lou Nolan replace as the public address announcer for the Flyers? You're close.
What was the guess?
He has half the answer.
He's got a Kevin something.
That's good enough. What the hell?
Lou's approval.
Yeah?
All right, you guys think about that one. Let's move on.
How many NFC Championship games did Dan Baker act as the public address announcer?
Philadelphia Eagles,
NFC
NFC Championship games. He was there 29 years. I got a hand in the back.
Okay, we got a minute in the back, go ahead.
Charles?
What's your guess? 3.
3 is correct.
You are correct.
You are correct.
Take a bow, sir. Take a bow.
There you go.
All right, Johnny, rapid fire.
All right. How many Stanley Cup finals did Lou Nolan cover as a public address announcer?
Here we go. Man at the bar.
The hockey guy at the bar.
Mr. Flyer.
7?
7's incorrect.
Okay, we got another hand. 9.
9's incorrect as well.
Okay. Go ahead. 5.
5's incorrect as well.
You Googled it. You still got it wrong. Anybody? Do you have a guess?
6.
6 is incorrect as well.
All right, rapid fire. Up.
8.
8 is correct.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right, and in what year was Dan Baker inducted into the Big 5 Hall of Fame?
Big 5 Hall of Fame, Mr. Dan Baker.
Late 90s.
Okay, I was gonna say how about a range?
Late 90s.
Come on now, you can guess. Sure. You won't have to.
Anybody? Little man.
Little guy up front.
99 Incorrect.
What was his guess?
He said 1999, that's incorrect.
Okay,
Close, incorrect.
yeah. 97?
97 is correct.
Where'd that come from? Okay,
Mr. Randy Driscoll over here.
got it. Just so I can catch up with the prizes.
All right, and then, how many All-Star games did Lou Nolan cover as public address announcer? All-Star games.
And these are tough ones, Jerry.
Oh, we got legends here, we got an answer.
We got,
Got a question, hands up.
one,
Lauren, you
None is incorrect.
okay,
Zach Grove.
2.
2 is correct. There you go.
Good guess.
How about that first question again?
All right, so who did Lou Nolan replace as public address announcer? Kevin Lou.
We got an answer.
First name, Kevin.
That is
Very
correct.
good. Here we go.
That
There we go.
is correct. Kevin Johnson. And then to finish it up, we got one last one.
Yep.
Who did Dan Baker replace as public address announcer? Well, both of these gentlemen were one they picked, right?
Anybody?
Anybody?
My predecessor at the Phillies was Art Wolf. And Art was the PA announcer for the first year the Phillies played at Veterans Stadium in 1971. A wonderful man and a long-time announcer on KRW News Radio and sports editor of the Montgomery County newspaper.
Now, doing a little bit of research. Was Dave Zinkoff the Phillies announcer as well? Public address announcer?
Yes, he was.
Was it the same one for the Sixers or was it his father? We were unsure in the story.
It was Dave Zinkoff, yeah, 1950.
Okay, so that. Well, before we finish up here, you guys looked through the 1980s when the Phillies, Philadelphia was all three, all 4 teams. How close are we right now, and how much was this, act pretty close to that time period?
Well, we got a shot. Looks like the Eagles are going to get back to the Super Bowl. I was a betting man. I think they're going. How about the Flyers? I still don't see the Sixers getting in the NBA Finals. I hope they do, and rooting for them. But I don't know that we're going to get all 4 there in the next couple of years.
I think Dan will be winning the World Series this year.
There you go.
I think the Sixers have a shot at going to the conference championship. I'm not sure about the finals. I'm not a big basketball guy. The Flyers have about a 40% chance of making the playoffs, just because we're young and we're trying hard, but we don't have the people that make it go. So we're trying. And, where else are the teams? What did I mention?
The Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles, of course. The Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fly Eagles fly.
Oh, yeah.
All right, one last chance. Any questions, comments? Anybody? Here we go.
First of all, thank you both for coming tonight. My question is about how the sports are now being broadcast through paid TV. I am no longer able to watch some of the Flyers games because I don't have paid TV. Baseball, they're putting more on Amazon. What are your true thoughts on that?
I'm not making it all. But maybe I'm not passion, but this is the way the Blues are going to be paid in the future. And you're going to be able to sign athletes to big-time salaries. But I know there were half a dozen Phillies games this year that you couldn't see it. on Comcast Sports Net or over there, TV, you know, it was like Peacock or Apple or something. And, you know, I didn't have that, because I'm not the most technically gifted either. But I, you know, one of the reasons that Luke Nolan and I are still here is because we have adjusted with the times. There's a lot of things that are different from when we first started. And if you don't learn and progress, you fall by the wayside. And I hope I don't ever turn into one of those folks. But I hope they figure something else out to make it easier to see all of the games on TV without having to initiate, you know, a new system, pay for a month, pay today, I cancel it next month. I don't know about you.
I don't like it either. I understand economics are a big part of everything these days. But when the leagues make a deal to put some games on, not pay TV, because we're watching cable, we pay for it. That is not cheap. I have to tell you, the real shows that. And then we're going to pay more to be on and see some more games. But forget it, you know, you got the phone, you get on the app there, it'll tell us what happened. But I don't like it. I'm upset that I can't see these. But, you know, I think that it's something we can live with. Now, as far as adapting, we both adapted. We do things differently now. We're working on scripts for the most part for a lot of things because there's so many things to get in. And for the Eagles, good Lord, everything is sponsored. There's what the back slap of the game, you know, and a big hit. I mean, what the hell? And you know, everything is sponsored. We sponsor the power play. Pete Power play.
While you're doing shout outs, how about giving our sponsor, City Distilling, one?
I'll tell you, you know, come up here and look at this bottle of vodka. It is an excellent bottle of vodka. You know what else? These little guys here, they're a drink. A total drink. You just put a straw in it and bingo, you have a drink. And you can throw them in the fridge, put them in the freezer for a little while, they become a slushy. Outstanding. So I love City, and hey,
You're the best.
look at that bottle of vodka. That's looking good.
Hey, real quick, a good friend of ours, Jim Wright. He's a real dear friend of the show. The store, we all know him, we love him. He's fighting the battle right now. So put him on your prayer list. He's a really good dude. He's young, and I know we all have people in our lives that we pray a lot for. So put Jim on your list, please. And we got to get him back out here to the shows. He's a big part of what we've been doing for 5 years now. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Jim. Again, these two gentlemen, how treasured are we here in Philadelphia? This is special. This goes down. One of our great shows to have these two gentlemen together. And thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. Let us extend happy holidays to everybody. But we will be back here for our Christmas show on December 20th. And right now, I believe it's going to be a hockey fest. So stay tuned to this Fans View page. Gentlemen, closing comments?
Well, I'd just like to thank you and John for being up here with Dan and I and getting in touch with us to get us out here for the show. The place, Buffalo Wild Wings, is a terrific place. I'm going to leave here with a bunch of wings to take home. And I'm glad some of my friends here, Carl Carter is here, and I'm glad to see him. And happy that, you know, Anthony's here with his wife, his people. And, you know, we got Eddie and his lovely bride over at the bar there watching basketball, I guess. So, all of you that are here, people that came in, people that met, that I didn't know, thank you for being here.
I'd like to thank Jack and Emily Foreman. I've done a radio show with Greg Wazinski, on WBCB Radio, 1490 AM for the last 17 years. The Foremans have been at almost every one of those shows. They came here tonight to see you and me. Thank you, Charlie. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. You can follow us at This Famous View. We're all over social media. Thanks to Lauren. Big name. Give a big hand. Woo! Big hand. That's two tonight. That's two.
Who's got it?